Welcome to Spooky Bear, where darkness whispers your name. And today, please enjoy.
And I hear him breathing. The silence in our apartment was the first thing that broke me. Not the sight of David's favorite mug, still with a faint coffee ring, not the indentation on his side of the sofa that seemed to stubbornly resist plumping. It was the silence, a silence so profound, so absolute. It was like the world had stopped holding its breath, and in doing so had forgotten how to start again. David, my twin, my other half, was gone. A heart attack, they said. Quick, they said, as if that was some sort of consolation. It's been 6 weeks. 6 weeks of navigating this new, silent world. The therapist, Dr. Albright, a woman with kind eyes and a voice like chamomile tea, calls it survivor's guilt. She says the phantom sensations, the feeling of David's presence, are normal. Grief, she explains, plays tricks on the mind. I wish it were just tricks. The breathing started 3 weeks ago. I'd be lying in bed, the vast, empty expanse of the queen mattress a cruel joke. Sleep was a shallow, choppy sea I could barely dip my toes into. Then I'd hear it, a soft inhale, a slower exhale, coming from David's side of the bed. At first, I'd bolt upright, heart hammering, convinced he was there, that the whole nightmare had been just that. The sheets beside me would be cool, undisturbed. The only sound then would be my own ragged gasps echoing in the oppressive quiet. "It's a manifestation of your loss, Michael," Dr. Albright had said, her pen scratching softly on her notepad. "Your mind is trying to fill the void." I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But the breathing didn't feel like a memory. It felt present, real, like David, lying there, unseen, unheard by anyone but me. Each night, it was the same. The gentle cadence, so familiar. Sometimes I'd whisper his name. The breathing would continue, unchanged, a steady, peaceful rhythm that mocked my unraveling sanity. Then, it started to travel. A week ago, I was in the kitchen, staring blankly at the contents of the fridge, trying to remember what people who weren't hollowed out by grief ate. That's when I heard it. Inhale, exhale, coming from the vicinity of the spice rack, right where David always left his keys. My blood went cold. I spun around, nearly dropping the milk. Nothing, just the lingering scent of cinnamon and dread. I didn't tell Dr. Albright about that. How could I? She'd just nod sympathetically and probably up my dosage. I could see the pity in her eyes already. Poor Michael, really losing it. But it wasn't just in the apartment anymore. Yesterday, at work, it happened. I'm an architect, or at least I was before David. Before. Now, I mostly stare at blueprints, the lines blurring into meaningless squiggles. I was in a stall in the men's room on the 14th floor, the city a distant hum below. Inhale, exhale, soft but undeniably there, seemingly from the stall next to mine. Except when I finally mustered the courage to push open my door, to glance under the partition, there were no shoes, no trousers. The row of stalls stood empty, gleaming porcelain sentinels in the sterile silence. I fled, a strangled gasp caught in my throat. My colleague Sarah asked if I was okay. I mumbled something about a bad lunch and locked myself in my office, the sound of my own heart deafening. But beneath it, if I listened hard enough, if I strained my ears against the frantic thumping in my chest, I could hear it. Inhale, exhale, somewhere in the room with me. It's like he's tethered to me, a spectral kite on an invisible string, or maybe, in a meme, tethered to a hymn. The nights are the worst, of course. The bedroom, once a sanctuary, is now a torture chamber. I've tried sleeping on the sofa, but the breathing finds me. It's always from where he would have been. If I'm on the sofa, it comes from the armchair he favored. If I'm on the floor, a desperate attempt to escape it, it seems to emanate from the ceiling above, as if he's floating there. Last night, I couldn't take it. The steady, calm rhythm of the breathing, so peaceful, so Tavidet, while I was a wreck of frayed nerves and cold sweat. I sat up in bed, the moonlight striping the room, casting long, dancing shadows that writhed like living things. "David?" I whispered, my voice hoarse. Inhale, exhale. "Is that you?" The breathing hitched. Just for a second, a tiny, almost imperceptible pause. Then it resumed, a little shallower, a little quicker. My heart leaped. "David, if that's you, stop it. Please, you're scaring me. Silence. For a glorious, blessed moment, absolute silence. I held my breath, tears pricking my eyes. Was it over? Had he listened? Then, a new sound. A wet, sticky sound, like someone clearing their throat, but deeper, more internal. It came from David's pillow, right beside my head. I didn't scream. I couldn't. My throat had closed up. I scrambled back, crab walking over the mattress until my back hit the headboard. The breathing returned, but it was different now. Labored, guttural, and with it, a faint, almost imperceptible scent. Something metallic and sweet, like old pennies and lilies. David hated lilies. I don't know how long I stayed like that, frozen, listening to that awful, changed breathing. It felt like an eternity. Eventually, the first gray light of dawn seeped through the blinds, and the sound began to fade, retreating with the shadows. I didn't go to work today. I couldn't. I called in sick, my voice a reedy imitation of itself. The apartment feels heavier now. The air is thick, cloying. The silence between the bouts of breathing is no longer empty. It's pregnant, waiting. I keep thinking about David, about our lives, so intertwined they were practically one. We shared everything, secrets, dreams even, for a short while in college, a girlfriend. It ended badly, but we were always there for each other, inseparable. Was this his way of staying close? Or was it something else? Something that had merely taken his shape, his sound. The breathing just started again. It's mid-afternoon. It's never happened this early. It's coming from the hallway, just outside my bedroom door. Inhale. A ragged, wheezing sound now. Exhale. A long, slow sigh that seems to carry a weight of disappointment. Dr. Albright would say I need help, that I'm cracking under the strain. Maybe she's right, but what if she's wrong? What if this isn't grief? What if David, or some terrible echo of him, is here? What if he's trying to tell me something? Or what if he just doesn't want to leave? The doorknob is turning, slowly. I'm not imagining it. The brass is catching the light from the window, a dull gleam. Inhale, louder now, closer. A wet, sucking sound. The door is creaking open. I can't move. I can only sit here, on the edge of the unmade bed and wait. Wait for whatever is on the other side, breathing my brother's last breaths to finally show itself. Exhale, and a whisper, so faint it's almost lost in the sound of the air leaving unseen lungs. A single word, drawn out, raspy.
Michael.
It's not David's voice, not anymore. And I know, with a certainty that chills me to the bone, that survivor's guilt has nothing to do with this. This is something else entirely, and it's been waiting for me in the silence all along.
Sleep is a luxury, and you've just run out. Thanks for joining, and please like, share, and subscribe.